Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the Hypermine server. How you guys doing today? I'm doing really good. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. I'm having a really great day. We are back playing some more modded Minecraft again today. Oh, I am really excited to get back into today's episode. And yes, I actually got that intro right. I'm very surprised. Normally, I don't ever get the first intro right. Well, actually, technically, it's the second one. Any hoozle, we are back, and I am super excited. And yes, I know a lot of you can probably tell I have destroyed the area. Why did I do that? So between last episode and this episode, I have been, playing on and off, trying to do most of the beginner game stuff, and I made the hugest mistake of my life, and I hate myself for it. I spam torched because some people on the server needed the nighttime so that they could do astral sorcery. So I had to make sure that I didn't sleep, that a way that they could use the nighttime to do their thing. But unfortunately, there are a ton of baddies out during the nighttime. I thought it'd be a really good idea to spam torch, and I did not think about it before I did it, and I destroyed our snow biome. Go figure. So maybe between this episode and next episode, or sometime today, I'll go through here and destroy all the torches that way. It kind of, I don't know, is it gonna grow back? Does snow even grow? I don't know. Anyways, today, I'm ready to jump back into, because I haven't actually been able to record this series in a couple of days just because of how the schedule and things have worked out. Of course, we're doing so many different series now. I gotta get everything, I gotta make myself an actual recording schedule now, which is never thought I'd actually have to do. So, anyways, today, I want to jump into doing some technology things, early game stuff, because off screen, I have done so much mining. Check all of this out. I have gotten myself over, well, a stack, almost 2 stacks of iron, over a stack of copper, over a stack of tin. We're rich beyond our wildest dreams. I know if any of you watch the Direwolf series, you know this is incredibly inadequate. What's that word? Inadequate. Yeah, this is incredibly inadequate compared to what we have over there, but it's still something. So I want to use this stuff today in order to get started with our new our new technology mod that we didn't use in Direwolf20, which is of course industrial craft. So if any of you guys don't know what industrial craft is, this is the OGest of all the OG technology mods. It is the greatest thing ever. I love industrial craft, even though it's completely outdated and does not it doesn't sync well with any other mods, basically, because everything industrial craft uses something called EU. EU stands for something, I don't remember, it's been too long since I've used this mod, but it's very nostalgic for me, so I really want to jump into it. And even look at that UU matter. Oh, it's so great. What can you use UU matter for anymore? I don't know if they even have the recipes for UU matter anymore. I don't even know how you make it, but we'll have to kind of jump into that one of these days. So if you guys don't know what UU matter is, it's basically it's like if God had cut, or it's basically God's blood, basically, because you can use it to make just about anything. So anyways, today, in order to get started with what we're gonna do, we're gonna need to build a couple different machines. The ones that I remember having to build, we're gonna need a source of power. That's gonna be numero uno. And I do believe in order to do that, we're either gonna have to go the generator route. Of course, everybody knows what generators are. It's basically just iron plating, some batteries. Batteries, of course, uses tin, redstone, and some copper. Of course, we're gonna have to go get rubber, which is gonna be fun because we get to go mess around some trees and stuff like that. Of course, we'll also have, that's the generator route, which uses coal to transform into power. Everybody knows what that is. Also, one of these days, hopefully we can kind of jump into solar panels, which is really cool. But unfortunately, these things are pretty stupid in the fact that they are extremely underpowered because they only produce 1 EU per tick, which is very inadequate for how expensive they are, because they take a generator to make, which is stupid. But one of these days, I don't know, is there advanced solars in here or not? Oh, no, there's low voltage solar arrays. Okay, so we got the solar arrays, but we don't have advanced solars. Dadgummit. Because I like the advanced solars more than the solar arrays, but maybe one of these days we'll jump into this. So basically, it's just like a compact version of the solar panel. I do believe the low voltage makes 8 EU per tick, and then the medium voltage makes 64 EU per tick, and the high voltage makes 512, maybe? I don't remember. But each one of these, of course, takes 8 of the previous one, along with some random transformers. We'll kind of get into that one of these days. So to jump into what we're going to be doing today, the first thing we need to do is we need to go track down some brand new trees that I've kind of showed off before. And before we do that, do I have an axe? I do have an axe, but I want to go ahead and make another axe. I know some of you are probably wondering, Ballentinelp, you haven't named your tools after us yet. And I know, I still have my pickaxe and my shovel, which I have edited just a little bit since last episode. I am going to be naming these two after you. Unfortunately, that episode hasn't come out yet because, of course, I need to record a whole bunch of stuff in order to get it ready for my work week and stuff like that. So I have to pre-record a little bit. So if I do end up releasing that video before this video gets done, then we'll name them after you guys. If not, we'll have to wait till next episode. So sorry about that one. But I did upgrade these guys quite a bit since last episode. I put a diamond and some redstone on both of them, giving them more durability, which is really, really cool. Now this one has 628 and this one has 628 respectively. I know. They're the same. Also, I put some redstone in each one of them, but for some reason, this one has more mining speed. Don't know why. Very interesting. This one has 1123 and this one has 11.3. Cool. So, we have those two, which is really, really, really awesome. So, now, the next thing... No, come back. Get in the inventory. Thank you. So, I want to go ahead and make myself another stone axe. I'm not going to make one out of tinkers just because I don't know. I don't know why I'm not going to make one out of tinkers. I'm just not going to. We're just not going to for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself another stone axe, and we're going to go out and hunt down some trees. I think they're very elusive, so it might take a while for us to find one. Because I don't know. Oh, God. I almost fell in that hole. I need to cover that up. So I'm going to go see if I can track down these these industrial craft trees, the rubber trees. Yes! Oh my God, I found one! Finally! Oh, it's been 30 years! Holy crap, it's been forever. I told you guys these were very elusive. Where am I? Holy God. I'm way over here. I traveled all the way down through here, went through this entire forest, couldn't find one. Went down here, couldn't find one. Came through here through, I keep forgetting his name. Dang it. I keep forgetting whoever lives here. I'm sorry. I went through their place. I went through here, came back through here, found one. Finally, I finally found one. But yeah, and it's starting to turn nighttime, which is just wonderful. So yeah, these are the Industrial Craft 2 rubber trees. Now, what's really cool about these guys is that they're farmable. Now, you could, in theory, just leave them here and come back, but I'm not going to. I'm going to collect the saplings for them. But on them are these, where are they? I can find one for you guys. I can find one. I know before it gets too dark and you guys can't see anything. Hold on. I'm going to find one. There it is. Okay. So they have these little rubber nodes on them. And if you build something called... Oh, I got me a sapling too. But you can build a little... I can't remember what it's called, but you can build a thing that takes that off and then it turns into like a rubber sap. I didn't bring one with me. I wasn't prepared. I didn't think I was actually gonna find one because these things are really hard to find, especially in the snow biome. So, yeah, this is what they look like. I'm gonna go grab, well, I'm gonna cut them down, get a couple saplings from them, and then brain them back over so that we can farm them and hopefully not die in the process because it just turned nighttime. By the way, there's the sap stuff. You can always cut down the tree and get them too, but I like to use the thing so you can farm them. All right, so we're back at the ruined snow biome, and I got myself 5, count them, 5 rubber trees. Now, what's really cool about these things is that you can farm them, like I said earlier. Now, the way that they work is over time, they will grow these little nodes, these little rubber nodes, and then you can take these tree taps and you can right click on them and then harvest the rubber for them. And what's cool about these trees is that they will continue to make those rubber nodes even without leaves. Well, you technically need at least 1 leaf, and I'll show you how to do it. So if you go up to these trees, you can farm them like this, and then just kind of dig, well, you could just kind of break the leaves all the way up, like so, on each one of these sides, and all the leaves on the sides will kind of decay away as long as, you know, they're not hooked to another tree. They'll decay away, and then you'll have either 1 or 2 different leaves left on the top. And as long as you have those up there, these trees will detect that they're still technically trees, and then they'll continue to make those rubber nodes, which is really, really cool. So if I do that on all of these guys, just like so, all the leaves will then decay, and then not only will I be able to get more saplings out of them as they start to decay like that, but it's also going to be a lot easier to see those rubber nodes, because the rubber nodes are only going to spawn on the side of the planks. They will not spawn on the tops of them. So that's just a kind of like a quick note. Let's see. This one's a lot taller than all the other ones, so let's kind of break those as well. Okay, so now that I've done this, is I just got to go through here and start farming all of these rubber nodes and then collecting a whole bunch of rubber, because rubber is really essential in this mod. It's used throughout the mod for kind of like cables and stuff like that. Cables are useful for making different machines and also for transferring power. If you guys know what like conduits for an RF, the cables are like that for IC2. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. I gotta get a bunch of rubber together. Also, I think I have most of the materials that I'm gonna be needing. The two machines that I'm gonna be building today are, let's go back to IC2. If I go back to IC2, there are two different machines that I need to get started. I'm gonna need, of course, I'm gonna need the generator. That doesn't count as the machine, but I'm gonna need a generator to make power. That's kind of a given on that one. But I'm also gonna need, I don't remember what they're called. I think one of them is called an electric furnace. Yes, I'm gonna need an electric furnace. This guy is like the redstone furnace, basically just the IC2 version of the redstone furnace. And I'm gonna need something called, no, not a compressor, extractor, not that one. Macerator, maybe. I think it's called a macerator. And I'm gonna need a macerator, which is basically the pulverizer of IC2. And each one of these are made in different ways. Yeah, this is it. So I'm gonna need a basic machine block along with a electric circuit. Basic machine block is just iron panels, which these guys, the iron plates, which these guys are actually made. I think you need a hammer. I don't remember how to make that hammer, but I think all you need is a hammer and some iron in order to make these plates. And then I do believe the other one is made very similarly, except it needs a iron furnace, which is just iron plates and of course the furnace, and of course it needs an electric circuit, which this guy needs. I know this is just a huge rabbit hole. You're gonna need to make some cables, which is rubber and some cable, lots of fun stuff, lots of crafting that I'm not gonna take you guys along with because it's very boring. I love rabbit holes. Alright, I have escaped the rabbit hole, and I am mostly unscathed. My inventory is a little bit disorganized, but I have done all of the things to get the 3 machines that I wanted to go ahead and make today. I got myself a generator. This bad boy creates 10 EU per tick, which I think is enough to power these. I don't know. Well, if I have to, I'll make more of these hopefully I don't. I didn't want to have to use up all my resources, but I did use up quite a bit of it. I wanted to double them before I actually had to smelt them down, because you're wasting it by doing it that way. But hey, it's 6 in one, half a dozen the other. What are you gonna do? So we got our generator, and we also made ourselves an electric furnace and the macerator. So first things I got to teach you guys is, if you're going to be doing this at home, first and foremost, don't do this at home. Do not use IC2. It's so rabbit holey. It's just so much easier to do everything else. But the only reason I'm doing it is because I love the nostalgia. The nostalgic is the only reason I'm using this mod, because I just love the memories of it. But if you're doing this at home, it's just crazy how to get these things to work properly. But got it to this point. So if you're going to be picking these things up and moving them, do not break them with your pickaxe. Do not, because if you do that, you actually destroy the machine. So you're going to need to make yourself a wrench. Now, again, these wrenches don't always pick them up correctly the first time, so I'm hoping it does. So the way that you need to do it is you need to make yourself a wrench, which is made from bronze. Bronze, of course, is really easy to make nowadays because it's just copper and tin and a crafting grid. So now, the way that you do it, shift right click, and it should pick it up. Okay, good. Generally speaking, it does. Sometimes it won't, and it will break it, which is something you don't want to happen. So, and if you break it with your pickaxe, you're gonna have to, it's just gonna give you a machine block back, which means you're gonna have to actually craft the whole thing again. I'm not going to demonstrate it just because I don't want to make another one. So yeah, shift right click, boom, boom, pick them both up. Are they still the same? Good, everything's good. Also, it has a durability bar. It's a thing. Also, in the future, we can actually make an electric version of this, which I think is 100%. I don't know if it's 100% or if it's 90%, but well, pickup rate that is. But of course, it'll then run off electricity and not durability. So yeah, that's how you need to pick those things up. So now, what we're gonna need to do is I gotta set these guys up really quickly. We'll just do it right here. So now, the way that this thing is going to end up having to work is we're gonna have the generator creating power, which I think I'm gonna have it. Let's do, which cable do I want to use? So we've got EU 32 EU, and I got 128. So I think I'm gonna use the copper one just because it's more. And really, to be honest with you, it's pretty easy to get both copper and tin. So let's just go ahead and make ourselves some more copper cable. There we go. So now these guys are, of course, just like the conduits in any other mod. They transfer power. So now in the future, we're gonna have to start worrying about stuff called low voltage, high voltage, and medium voltage. Right now, this runs low voltage. I don't know if they've actually back in the old days, I know this is going to get kind of complicated, but you would be able to run different versions of voltage through your cables. Certain cables could run through certain voltages. The copper cable that we have now can only do low voltage, so if I actually transmitted high voltage through the cable, it would either A, not work, or B, explode. And I'm not joking. Also, machines by default, well, the beginner machines, the ones at later game can automatically take high voltage and medium voltage, but the beginner game machines like these two can only take low voltage. And back in the old days, by the way, we have a whole slew of people on right now, which is really cool. We also had Soap the Great on earlier. I forgot to shout them out, but any hoozle, I just thought I'd go ahead and mention that. So anyways, these guys can take low voltage, but in the olden days, if you sended anything through them that wasn't low voltage, they would explode. So I'm hoping that isn't a thing anymore. So we're gonna set this up just like normal. We're gonna have macerator first, and then we're gonna have the electric furnace. These guys, of course, will send into the chain that we usually do. Now, there is a little bit of a rabbit hole that I have to kind of go down to get these things to work properly. We'll go ahead and put the generator on top and stick some coal in there. Do I have any coal? I've been using a lot of it, so let's just stick a whole bunch of coal in there just like so. It's just like any other mod. Transfer power over to these guys. What are you? Collect experience. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know you can even do that. Used to, you didn't even get experience from this stuff, and that was one of the big downsides. Interesting. Anyhoozle, let's see. Now, the way that these guys are gonna work is, I don't know if it's better than it used to be. Because used to, you'd have to make these upgrades in order to get them to output their stuff and then input their stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a test run real quick. I don't have a lot of iron, so I'm gonna have to do this manually. So let's go ahead and just stick this in here. This guy is going to macerate this guy. I know it's a little loud. It's not nearly as loud as I thought it was gonna be. But it's gonna macerate it, and I'm hoping it automatically outputs into the electric furnace. Please do it. Just tell me you're gonna do it for me so I don't have to make any upgrades. Dang it. Okay, so it's not gonna do it for me. So now I'm gonna have to make upgrades in order for them to send them and push them the way that I want to do it. So the problem with that is, in order to do that, I'm gonna have to make either a pull upgrade or an eject upgrade. So I kind of went over it in my brain, how I think it's gonna need to go. I think all of it's gonna be going through the electric furnace, because I can put a pull and push upgrade through it without it backing up. I don't think I'm gonna need to put a push upgrade in the macerator, because if I don't know, because you can't electric furnace this on this side, so I think I can. Okay, so if you guys can't get what I'm saying, is if I put let's just say an eject upgrade inside of the electric furnace, it's going to then eject whatever is in this slot to the first available valid output spot. So if I have a chest here, it's going to say, okay, I can put that there. So it's going to shove it in there. But the problem is, if I do end up backing up the system, or if I'm at the very end of a line, this spot might become free. And what would be the problem with that is, it would say, oh, well, this is the first available spot. So it's going to shove that back in there, and then end up having a loop, which is what I don't want. So I don't exactly know a way to stop that, because IC2 never put in a way to stop that. So that's a thing. So let's go ahead and shove that in there. And then let's go ahead and start testing out my theory with the eject upgrade. So also, we're going to need something called a pull upgrade, which is basically the same thing, except it looks for the first available spot to pull into this spot. So if it sees crushed iron in here, it says, okay, we're going to go and pull that into there. So now, theoretically, it shouldn't pull any kind of ingots in my secondary storage back into here. I'm hoping that it doesn't, at least, because I don't think you can smelt this stuff, so you can't smelt it. So it won't pull it back into this spot, so it's automatically just going to pull it out of this, and we're going to be good to go. At least that's what I'm hoping happens. So to make these two upgrades, I think I'm going to need slime. No, I'm going to need a regular piston, and then I'm going to need a sticky piston. So I am going to need slime, but I think I can use rubber? Question mark? I used to be able to. I can use tar, resin, or just slime balls. Anyhoozle, I'm going to go ahead and make these two. I'm going to make myself an ejection upgrade. I'm also going to make my pulling upgrade, and we're going to see if we can get this automated. And ta-da! I've got it working. Okay, so it's working now, which is good. Hopefully it doesn't break in the future. So the way that it works is it works just like any other order automation that I've shown in the past, except that it's using IC2 machines and IC2 power and a little bit of extra work involved. So we've got our 2 chests. One's an input chest right here. This guy's gonna hold all of our ores and stuff that's gonna be going through the line. That feeds into a hopper, which feeds into this macerator. This macerator, fortunately, will not have to have any kind of upgrade slots because of how other blocks work around it. So because of the hopper, I don't have to have an automatic input or a pull upgrade in this, because the hopper automatically feeds any kind of available ore into here without it having to have an upgrade for it. So that's good. Thank you for that. So now this machine's gonna have all of the upgrades in it. So far, I think, yes, everything looks good. Okay, nothing's broken yet. And now, because of this guy being here, this guy is not only going to pull up the available, what's it called? The available pulverized, or is it called crushed? It's called crushed, okay. It's gonna pull the crushed iron or the crushed whatever from the macerator inside of this, and then it's going to push it, the resulting ingot out into the what's it called? The chest? Yes, the chest beside it. So hopefully this whole system works forever. I don't know if it will. I'm pretty sure it will. It's working now. That's all I care about. So yeah, all the explanation out of the way. All this entire episode was made to make this little machine contraption here, which might not look like a whole big deal, but yeah, this is going to allow me to duplicate all of my ores, which, if you guys don't know what that means, basically one iron ore equals 2 crushed iron dust. Each one of these dusts or crushed iron equals 1 ingot. So I can turn 1 ore into 2 ingots. Literally, that's the entire thing in a nutshell. That's the reason why I made this entire contraption. It works now. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's episode, guys. I hope you guys had fun today, because I had a ton of fun today. Oh dear Lord, this took forever to do. A lot of crafting involved in making this happen. I know I could have went down thermal expansion or immersive engineering or any other, basically any other mod pack or mod in general to get this to work. I wanted to do IC2 because I wanted to do something different, because I always go down the same rabbit hole every time I do modded. So if you guys are wondering why I decided to do that, that was the only reason. Plus, we're also going to jump into other things in IC2. There are a whole slew of machines that we can jump into to make IC2 a little bit easier. Like, there's extractors to make more rubber faster. There's a machine that makes the wiring and the plating, so that way I don't have to make those hammers and cutters. Let's see, there's armor in here that I really love. I absolutely love the IC2 armor. I cannot wait till we can get that going. The nanosuit armor, and then the quantum armor one of these days, if we can ever find iridium, which I don't even know if it's in the ore generation, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. Other stuff in general, we can make drills and cool things instead of pickaxes. I don't know if we'll actually do that or not, because we actually have a really good pickaxe. We'll kind of look into that later as well. Nuclear fusion. We can make nukes and nuke the server, which we can't because there's no crafting recipe, but who knows? We can find a way around that. We can go ahead and nuke the server. No, I'm not going to do that. But anyways, I'm done for today. Don't forget to post any questions, comments, small marks, comment section down there. I love hearing from you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, and have a great and wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next video.